Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on Farside TV with very special guests from Memphis, Tennessee. Mr. Ambrose Jones. What's happening with you, man?
Yeah. NBC, Last Comic Standing, Gotham Live,
Let them know.
blowing up all on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot how funny you were until we were talking a few minutes ago. And I tried to tell you about Memphis.
Oh yeah, you gonna say, man, you in Memphis? Ooh, that's rough. I was like, nigga, you in LA? Where they will
Yeah.
rob you and off Rodeo Drive in broad daylight.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess we're a little bougie out in LA from time to time, man. And we forget until somebody from Memphis just hold that mirror up and let us know.
Man, hey, it's rough everywhere, right? It's rough in Palestine. Nigga, it's rough everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Uh, format is we're gonna talk about hip hop a little bit, and then we're gonna ease into, your journey and whatnot. What was the
Mm-hmm.
last album you listened to?
Last album I listened to.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I'm old school, but you can tell you who I listen to a lot. I listen to a lot of Kodak Black, man.
For real?
Kodak young, but he's wise, and some of the shit that he says is very clever, and I like Kodak Black. Man. I listen to a lot of Kodak Black.
I had one of my goddaughter's father used to work for him,
Mm-hmm.
and this was like maybe about 5 years ago or so. And
Yeah.
it was interesting because the Kodak Black that he would tell me about was a very respectful. He at that time he just kind of had like a little drinking problem, but
Yeah.
he was a very respectful young man. And as a matter of fact, I really wasn't into him like that. And my goddaughter's father was like, "Nah, dude, he's smart. Like, don't get it twisted." And at the time, I believe he performed on the Grammys. It was like the Grammys or something like really big,
Mm-hmm.
and the performance was really together. And then, he went away for a while. And then when he got out, it just kind of seemed like everything was just like, just kind of bouncing around from there. But it's interesting that you find that in his music because, like I said, my goddaughter's father, he was like, he's really smart and he has manners. You know what I'm saying?
Very wise young man to be his age. I could imagine being his age and up millions of dollars. How I would be.
So, so my business partner and I also manage Booty Brown. He's a rapper. Whenever I would get feeling like I just knew everything, and it came and it was relevant to like the younger either rappers, comedians, just whoever, he'd always say, dude, you don't know what you do if you had that money. So you can't even like you have no idea what it feels like to wake up with the blessings and the stresses that somebody might have, you know.
And you become the head of your family at that
Provider.
young age, man.
Yeah.
Over your mama, daddy, brother, sister, aunties. For somehow you just took on this big old responsibility nobody prepared you for.
Man. Man. And the funny thing about it, when you have like let's say people that come from wealthy families, you know what I'm saying, they go off to school and just do whatever, they not even really prepared for it. Like even when you come from the lineage, it's very few that are prepared for what's coming.
Right. Yeah, he still go to his neighborhood. I was just seeing somebody posted where he went back to his old neighborhood and paid for everybody rent for 2 years. Like everybody don't know about the philanthropic shit that he does. He just did a recent podcast with Willie, what's the name? Gilly and Wallow went
Mm-hmm.
to his and did $1 million worth of game. Kodak Black just offered them and said, you know what, man, y'all $1 billion worth of game. I'm gonna wire y'all $1 billion. Willie Gilly then was like, man, no, you don't have to do that, man. You know what I mean? That's some shit I know I wouldn't do, but I did. He really has a big heart though, man, to be that young. And he's very wise though. He's still young, do a lot of crazy shit, but in his music, you can tell that he's a very wise guy though, for real.
Yeah, yeah, nah. So tell me this: what's your favorite hip hop movie?
Uh, Baller. I told you I'm old school. Baller blockers.
I did not see nor
No.
hear of.
What was P? What was P first movie?
Uh, got the hookup.
Got to hook up. But I think the first one I really fell in love with probably was Baller blockers.
I'm
That's
out
Cash.
to. You said it was Cash Money.
That's Cash Money movie.
Okay, all
Mm-hmm.
right. So you being in Memphis, I'm sure you felt the shake of the footprints that was going down with the whole little Kendrick and Drake situation.
Oh, you mean since Drake got ties here in Memphis?
No, 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 no. I'm not even tripping off it. No, I'm not even going that deep. I'm just saying the two of
Well,
them
you
did
know,
that.
his dad is from Memphis, so I thought that's where you was getting at.
Oh
But
no, 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 no. But it's
no,
a
I heard it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we don't pay too much to that attention here. But I'm on social media. I just thought it was interesting. It's entertaining. You know, niggas gonna beef sometime. Niggas gonna go at it. But I thought that was part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad Kendrick was able to capitalize and monetize off of it.
well, they both did.
Yeah, both did, but I think you shouldn't don't step in that water if you ain't ready for
Yeah, yeah. So tell me this: what did you think of Kendrick's Super Bowl performance?
it. It wasn't theatrical. I mean, it was good. It
Nah,
was Kendrick. What I mean, it's like, what do you expect from Kendrick? You're not finna expect too much. You know, he just finna deliver the bar. So I expect it to be just Kendrick Lamar, right?
we lost your audio a little bit. No.
What happened?
Okay, I hear you now.
Yeah, I think Kendrick just did Kendrick. He ain't do no extra shit. I think he did just straight with the bars. That's all you gonna get with Kendrick. Just straight bars. And I think that's what he did. I think if Drake would have been on there, it would have had more theatrics and all of that. But with Kendrick, he delivered. I mean,
Nah.
we were waiting on him to just sing one song any goddamn way.
Yeah, it's a trip, you know, and I'm sure the regional thing and being from the West Coast, when I first saw, I was kind of like, it's cool. And then when they start laying out all the meanings to what he did, then I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he more thoughtful. He gonna put more thought into it where
Yeah.
niggas got like the Sinners movie. I didn't catch all the shit people were talking about in the Sinner movie. I didn't catch all that shit. I just
Yeah.
thought it was regular vampire black movie, but it was a lot of shit in there that you I guess gotta catch. And yeah, that's Kendrick right there. He gonna do a lot of shit in there that you gotta catch. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Between, between the lines.
Yeah,
So
but times, yeah.
so tell me this. So you bumping some Kodak right now. So what do you use to find new music?
People like I was getting my hair twisted and my loctician she was bumping Fuego, the Yams.
Ah, you man.
I know, I didn't know, but it was originally Fetty Wap song, right?
Okay.
And they remixed it. Fuego remixed it.
Oh, could have. You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm
I was just sitting there listening, getting my hair done. I'm like, oh, this shit bumping. Who is this? And then I go listen to it. I just heard of October London.
nah, October London's though.
Sound like Marvin Gaye. Yeah.
You know, the I'm gonna tell you the trip on him. He sound like whoever he does, because I've heard him do some stuff.
Oh, okay. I just heard that one song. So he sound like everybody then.
Yeah, he's just a very talented artist, man.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got on him. So really just people and the internet. If I hear something cool on the internet, I'll listen to it. But I'm basically bumping, shit that I know, Jill Scott, Erica Badu, uh, go back bumping some P shit, listening to some Memphis music, you know what I'm saying? So I pretty much stay in the shit that I know.
definitely. And all right. So being in Memphis, I'm sure y'all got the YNs and the like we do here in LA. You know what I'm saying? Once again, here I go. You know what I'm saying? Taking off. Do you think today's generation, the younger generation, and by younger, I'll say between the ages of 16, 17, and let's say 30, do you think they stand for anything? Or they care to stand for anything? Or are they just pretty much void from like politics and stuff going on?
Um, these are our kids though. These are our loins. So they came from our generation, and I think they are a lot more freer than we were. I think I think the most millionaires probably came from their generation
Fast
because
ones.
they didn't listen to all the shit that was embedded in us when we was growing up, shit that didn't make no sense. So I think they are a lot freer. Uh, respect is respect there? No, they don't have respect, but that could come from our shortcomings. I know the young niggas, but then you got Sexy Red. Everybody trying to blame Sexy Red for her being the way she is. Well, she got it from somebody in her family, either her
Yeah.
mom or her auntie. So,
Yeah.
like, they are a product from us. You know what I'm saying? So, our generation. So, we can't put too much blame on them. I know a lot they was getting blamed from dropping out of school and shit like that, but and rapping or doing other shit. But as we got older, we learned that the shit they was teaching us in school didn't mean nothing no goddamn way. So if I could have dropped out when I was in school, I would have dropped out if I wasn't so scared of my mama because I was like, this shit don't make no goddamn sense. So
We had fear and respect of elders where they're pretty much res- I won't say respectless.
they fearful, and I think that's where they lose the respect thing since they are fearful. They're not fearful of anything, They're not fearful of their parents. They're not fearful of the law. They just free. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Your senior year of high school in Memphis, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
Hamilton,
Oh, go ahead.
Hamilton High School.
Hamilton High School. So your first week of school, senior year, a whole new thing in front of you, smells of the classrooms, whatnot. What did you think was going to happen after your 12th grade year?
I believe at that time, if I can put myself back to that point, I believe I was just living in the moment. Uh, Being in the 12th grade, we had, me and my two partners, we had a lot of stuff going on. We had a cell phone business in high school, so we had our business license, and so we was doing.
Oh, a real cell phone business.
Yeah. We got our business license back when we was in high school and paid to do it and go down to the city clerk, pay the $40, get your business license, buying wholesale cell phones and that's back when PowerTel was out and they had the cards to go with it and selling beepers. So we used to go, buy wholesale and sell it to the people in school and that they paying a monthly bill to us and shit like this. So at the time, I was just in the moment of us just hustling. Two of my friends that I hung around with, they was very smart, so I hung around some smart individuals. That's all I was thinking. I wasn't pretty much thinking what I'll be doing afterwards. I mean, that came across. I know college. I didn't even like high school, so I knew college wasn't one of
That
my
wasn't
things
it.
to do. But yeah, 2 years after high school, I still end up going to like college, obtaining my pharmacy tech certification. So
Oh, okay. Nah, that's dope. You was hustling. You know what I'm saying? I guess more of the right hustle than the other hustle.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. We did a lot more other stuff too. But yeah, I had always kept a job. I was at the time I was going to school for pharmacy tech. I was working at UPS, and then I was working in the hub, and then after that I started driving for UPS. So then I graduated before I went driving, and I was making $23 an hour back in 2003, four driving trucks for UPS. So I didn't even pursue a job in pharmacy tech because I knew they weren't paying more than what I mean. UPS, what I'm saying, making $23 an hour. So
shoot,
at
that was
that time,
probably like almost $50 an hour right now.
$1,000 an hour, that's a lot. So that's a lot back then. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing then. But I knew that was something that I didn't want to do. I was looking towards the future, like, could I be doing this time 69?
Mm.
Ah, like this is so I don't think that resonated in my head. Like I can't be doing that thing. Yeah.
You know what? The level of respect I think that people give the UPS and the FedEx drivers, that stuff is hard on your knees, man. Like if you're not driving the big trucks, I'm saying the people that actually do deliveries, man, I just look at their knees, man, and I'll be
Off,
like,
on, off, on. I got tendonitis in my knees. I did, because when you first starting off, you ain't using the handles, jumping down, getting down off the truck. You just jumping down off the mother. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, the older men know, you got to hold that goddamn that rail right there to get down and jump up. You know what I'm saying? So I did get tendonitis in my knees and I just felt like, the money was good, but I just couldn't see myself doing that every day. I'm not a routine person like that. Be going to work, coming home, the next morning. You know what really hit me? In 2006, me and my homeboy, I was working at UPS at the time. He was at FedEx. We took a vacation for a week and went to California and out there with y'all at. I got an uncle in Carson City. He got an uncle. No, my uncle in Canoga Park. He got an uncle in Carson City. So for this week, we went to Canoga Park, kicked it for a day.
the valley.
We went in the valley. We went to. My uncle told us about Tijuana. We went to Tijuana, kicked it. There, you already know what goes on there. That blew our mind. We went to Carson City, kicked it with his uncle, kicked it in Vegas for a day. So it's like I had did all this within a week in California on vacation. And when it was time for us to fly back, I was like, hold on. I was like, dang, I gotta go back to work. I didn't just had all this fun and seen all this different shit I never seen. I gotta go back to work. I'm like, this ain't no motherfucking vacation. So I was like, in that point, I was like, man, I would like to just do this. Like, I would like this to become my job. Is to fucking travel, and luckily that's what I'm doing now. So that's crazy.
So that's gonna lead us to last comic standing. What was your pathway to the last comic standing?
That's funny. I just did a podcast before this. I did a local podcast here in Memphis, and they asked me that question. I was like, I was at home, and just doing my job as a comedian, watching comedy, and I was watching the season before me on my laptop. I was watching, and Carlos Miller was on there from Oxford, Mississippi, and that's close to me, and he had a chance to take NBC to Oxford, Mississippi, and I'm looking at this shit like, damn, I would like to bring NBC to Memphis, you know what I'm saying? And so I was just watching that season. Roseanne was the host on that one, and they just had a link on there saying, if you want to be a contestant on Last Comic Standing season 9, send your link here. And I sent the video in, and the lady who was watching the video, she's from Little Rock. So she was just ecstatic just to see somebody close. She was like, "You stay in Memphis?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, I'm here in Little Rock." She's like, "I like your video." And she would email me back and say, you made it. Go to the first round in Zany's in Nashville. That's where the first round gonna be at. I went to there, and then we had to wait. And then I got a call back saying, "Hey, you made it. We're gonna fly you to New York and perform at Gotham Comedy Club, and you're gonna perform in front of some judges and Wanda Sykes." And then I was like, "Shit, y'all gonna fly me to New York and pay for my room?" I was like, "Shit, I already won, goddamn shit." I was like, "Shit, I already won. Y'all gonna give me a flight to New York, man." So I went out there, did the second round with just judges in the crowd, and Wanda Sykes was in the back. We had like 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And I went up there and did my thing. And me talking about me, my son, where I'm from. Real person. I knew they liked personal shit. And that's what I talk about anyway. And I heard Wanda Sykes in the back there laughing. And then I got off stage, and then the owner of the Gotham Comedy Club, his name Chris Mazzolini, he came up to me after the show. He was like, "Hey man, good set. I'm Chris Mazzolini, the owner of the club." He was like, "Have you ever heard of Gotham Live?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been saying that. It's filmed here." He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You want to do it?" I was like, "Hell yeah."
Hey.
I had a chance to do Gotham Live, and that aired before Last Comic Standing. And so that's how I had a chance to do both of those. But it was a great experience, man. Being on NBC, made it from South Memphis, and yeah, it was a great experience, man. Most people don't know this, but we had to wait on our money. Yeah, we didn't get our money at the right time we supposed to get it.
He said the right time.
Yeah, we
At the
supposed to
time
got.
they
We stayed at the Universal Studios and Hollywood. We supposed to got a per diem each day to take care of food and regular necessities, but man, we didn't get no money till shit 2 months after NBC aired.
uh,
And that had something to do not with NBC. That had something to do with the production company, Wanda Sykes and her friend who owned Push It Production, they production who produced the show. That had something to do with them. So everybody was on set like, "Man, you get your money, you get your money." Motherfuckers on there struggling, but luckily, me and my uncle who stay in Cali, we had some property. He had property here that I was managing, so we had a chance to, you know what I'm saying, swap some money out because I worked for him, so I was good out there. But a lot of people wasn't too bad. A lot of people mad on their goddamn set for like
hey,
where our money at? Like this is a per diem. We supposed to get that each day, goddamn it. Like you're staying in Hollywood, shit high, the food high,
and it ain't close to nothing really like that. You know what I'm saying?
what we did, we caught the tour bus to somewhere where a lot of cheap restaurants was, like KFC and Pizza Hut and shit like that. But But yeah, I had a chance to leave the city since I got an uncle there. I had a chance to leave Hollywood and go to other places and shit. But other than that, it was good, man. I still see people to this day who still remember me from last comic stand, and that was from 2015. You know.
So tell me this. Uh, we'll say we gonna date ourselves a little bit, but so you had MySpace, then from MySpace to Facebook, then from Facebook to Instagram, and then to Twitter and all that. So you as a comic, how did you utilize social media? And right now, what are the platforms that you feel are most helpful to what you're trying to do?
I was on MySpace. I've been on like far as the viral sensation goes, I haven't had none of that, but just far as being on them and being consistent and building relationships with people, I have been very good at that. MySpace, what's that, back in '05, '07? I was
Yeah.
just started doing comedy. I started in what, '07? So like '09, 10. I remember I had inbox Charlie Murphy on MySpace, and I used to follow his page and a lot of other comedian pages on MySpace, and I inboxed Charlie Murphy, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm just started in comedy. Do you have any advice for upcoming comedian?" And he responded back too, and he was like, "Stage time, stage time, stage time." So I took that to heart when he did message me back, R.I.P. Um, Eddie Murphy. I mean Charlie Murphy. I
Yeah.
did. That was some very inspirational words to tell a younger comedian, because ain't nothing else gonna come until you just keep getting on stage. I have younger comedians ask me, man, how do they be asking you astronomical questions that you can't even answer. Like, man, how you grasp everybody's attention while you on stage, and he's like, you can't even answer that shit. That shit just come from you just keep being on stage. It
Working out.
ain't no way to explain it. I don't know why people tune in to me saying what the fuck I be saying. I guess it's my presence and my well, I know why they tuned in. I know what I give off now. I know the type of energy that I give off, and I know what type of energy I would like to receive. I know that now, but it all comes from just keep getting on stage. You're not gonna get paid till you keep getting on stage. I never asked nobody to pay me. I just kept getting on stage, and people would see me and be like, "Hey man, I'll pay you." Starting off $75, come do this part. You're like, oh, okay, and it just goes from there, you know.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
But now Facebook, shit, I'm on everything. I'm still on Black Planet promote.
they got Black Planet still.
Black Planet went away for a minute, but I still promote on there. Don't know if I get any interact. I just promote my shows on there. Instagram, I do my videos on there. TikTok, man, YouTube, just
Which
man.
one's the most beneficial to you?
Right now, since I've been on Facebook so long, man, you be on Facebook so long, bro. It's just like you develop a relationship with people. You like it's some women on Facebook I've been following so long. I done seen them had about 3, 4 kids. You be feeling like them your goddamn kids. You like, damn, I remember little Bay Man when he was little. He's 16. So they've been on Facebook so long, and I got about 4 pages on there, but that's beneficial. Instagram. What I do now is when I go to cities, I tell people take their phone out and follow me, and then so I will when I get back to the green room, I screenshot all the people from that city, and I'll email it to myself and be like, "Oh, Houston fans." So now when I come back, all I gotta do is go to my email, type in, "Oh, Houston," and then all the names will pop up. Then I go on Instagram, put all these people in the chat and be like, "Hey, this Ambrose, I was there, blah blah blah. I'll be coming back, this, So And then I like using social media, but I also like using regular phone numbers to text some motherfuckers that you have developed a relationship with over the years and be like, I'm big on calling motherfuckers. Hey, I'll be here. I'll be in your city. Blah blah blah. Bring some people out. So I'm very good at everything, man. So
Nah, that's dope. That's real dope. So now we gonna ease into somebody that thought they was bigger than the game,
who is that?
Mr. Shannon Sharp.
He sure was talking a lot of cash money shit too.
Man, man. So when I think about the whole thing that went down with Shannon Sharp, I hate to, but my mind just goes back to Monique sitting on that couch and her having that conversation with him. And then, that was, man, that was, somebody's opinion about your love life or what you like. It's kind of like a big so what, you know what I'm saying? How somebody gonna tell you what to like or how to like it. But he was very vocal saying what he liked. And he was very vocal saying what he liked and that he just kind of had to have it and just whatever. But it's a trip because I kind of think in a way that and I'm not like, man, I'm not gonna throw dirt on nobody while they down. Like, man, not unless you did something personal to me. So, I'm not gonna pile it on him. But it seems kind of karmatic that he really jumped off his whole podcast with Cat coming out and just shaking up the world. You know what I'm saying? The tsunami wave that ain't stopped. that wave ain't stopped yet. You know what I'm saying?
That could have been a gift and a curse.
I'm listening.
He got paid. He was bragging about how much money he made off that interview.
Yep.
That really kind of jump started the whole podcast. Other people who've been podcasting longer than him, might get envious.
Yeah.
On Nightcap, he was bragging about how much money he done made, how much his top, and I just seen a recent video where Matt Barnes, you see, heard the voicemail with Matt Barnes.
Oh man, that was
Shaq was paying people top money to find some dirt on Shannon because he got that $100 million deal and Shaq didn't get it. So I was like, and I heard that video. Tasha K, I follow her mess ass on Instagram. She been posted it before all this shit came out about Shannon Sharp. She been posted Matt Barnes talking to somebody like, yeah, Shaq paying top dollar. You know how Shaq like to throw around that money. He looking for some dirt on Shannon. And then this shit came out later on. That's why you just can't get, like you say, too big for the program and you got dirt. And you
man.
got
Everybody got a pass, man. Everybody got a pass. So when I heard Matt Barnes talking, the part that got me was okay. So this is the thing. Matt Barnes is a millionaire. He's a millionaire in the NBA. He's a millionaire now with his podcast and all that going on. He shouldn't have been calling nobody talking about Shaq got bread. He paid like he trying to hook it up. Like, man, come on, man. You got so much.
It sounded like he was on the phone with somebody. It was just a casual conversation, and
it seemed like he was soliciting to me.
You said that what it sounded like to you? Okay,
yeah.
might have. Light skinned niggas can be sloppy. But with Shannon, I think it's an ego thing. Him being so big, of course, he don't want a woman that's big. He wants something little. I seen Shaq with a little short ass woman like that.
Yeah.
But the only thing with Shannon, it's a white girl. And this ain't no regular white girl that grew up in North Memphis that know all the Boosie songs. It's like a white girl. Like her mama from Europe, her daddy from Europe. Like she white, and that like in the public eye, like nigga, you know you gonna get slandered.
But the way I'll say this, I'm not going to even look at the European part and all that. Like, I'm not going to look at none of that. I'm going to strictly look at her conversations with him. And dude, she was an only fan. She was a man. Come
I could
on.
talk to no 19-year-old girl. I could, I
Hey,
couldn't even.
man. Only thing a 19-year-old girl could do for me is bring an auntie around or something. Man, them young ones, man. You got to have, and it's so crazy because it's like, if you got a young woman and you're older and you're kind of established, they ain't got nothing but if they're the kind of girl who she was, they ain't got nothing but time on their hands. They need a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
She was definitely about the paper. That was, that was a fact. That's not theory. You could even say that's scientifically proven that she was
Right.
about the bread. And it's just so crazy to me because it's kind of like, well, you know what? I'm gonna stop judging. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna pump the brakes because he like what he like,
It's easy to
but
get and you liking what you like.
but I back to what I was saying about the whole karmatic part about it. I think that he just felt that he was bigger than the game, man. He was bigger than the game, man. And he could talk to this girl crazy and have this little weird relationship with her and everything.
But in back of your head, you can't see where this can like
No.
like if I was talking to a 19-year-old now, like I know like okay, the sex is good, everything going good. But if the shit turns sour, I'll be like, okay, I understand why. It's 19.
Nah.
I've been digging her down. Nigga, 40-year-olds can turn crazy on you.
Man, anybody can turn crazy on you, man. Anybody can turn crazy.
Put it on a 40-year-old woman, she gonna get crazy. So you tell me she 19?
Oh,
Nigga. And then white too, and then you up millions. It's just
but he
I
put it,
I would rather have four 35-year-old women like Neo than one 19-year-old girl.
yeah, a youngster, man. That ain't it's nothing. It's not, but dude, but
If
you gotta,
they
but
grown, they know what the fuck they get into. But 19 years, that ain't no but trouble, nigga.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
devil. At your age, that's the devil. And you let the devil get to you, man.
Nah, but he had the devil in him though, man, because he in his mind, he didn't think it was gonna be what it was. That's the part.
That's how sex can just fuck your whole world up. You ain't think shit was gonna turn out like this. How many of us can vouch for that?
Hey man.
When you start out having sex, how did it go from this to this?
Hey man. I got all my education very young in the game, man. Like I would say, like from 18 to about 20, there was a lot of
Oh,
education.
let me tell you this. I mean, this is something that I just seen that a lot of people don't talk about. DDG and Holly Berry, they going through a lot right now. She just put a restraining order on. Talking about he tried to hit her. He been having problems seeing his
Oh,
kid.
Holly Bailey. Holly Bailey.
And DDG.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just a podcast said I've been single for 6 months. He said this is the longest I ever been single. He said I don't even think I'm gonna get into a relationship again. I can see how this whole ordeal just changed him from somebody who thinking you just gonna have a baby, be in a relationship with this woman, and like you say, like we just said, shit can just change. Me personally, who only got one kid, someone who got experience, having a baby. This is my first child. This is her first child. Shit is going to change. And guess what? Don't nobody give you no type of counseling before y'all have y'all first kid. Everybody just say, congratulations, congratulations. But you just don't know when she get pregnant until all the way this kid is born. Shit is finna change. It's finna be a dynamic change, and don't nobody give you the a heads up about it. You just they going through it. DDG and I went through it. Don't nobody know. I mean, we know, but we don't tell the younger generation about it. We just had them a baby shower and think everything is just finna. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Women just think they have postpartum. Men have postpartum too.
This what I'm gonna say. I have no kids to speak of that I know about.
You can't. Okay, so you can't. You don't
Nah.
know. You don't know. And you know what? I respect that because most people still try to get a input when they didn't have no kids, and you
But but
cannot.
but what I'm saying is my partners that go through it, that
You experience it.
you said, huh?
You experience it through them.
Yeah, but also I have a perspective. And I tell them, whatever you're going through, that's the price you pay for a warm body next to you, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's a fine line between somebody with no kids and somebody with only one. It's real close. Talk talk to them both. They know something. It's a reason why this person ain't got none, and it's a reason why this person only had one.
Yeah. Hey,
very,
man.
very close line. And I think young people just need counseling before they have kids, man. Like shit gonna change. Don't nobody tell you about the emotional changes that woman is gonna go through. And then when the baby born, it ain't about you no more. It's about the baby. Don't nobody explain to you the changes that you're gonna go through as a father. Don't nobody talk about that.
Tell me this. You do you come from a lot of cousins and all that kind of like cousins and uncles?
Yeah.
And nobody, because man, I got a gang of cousins. I mean, I got a gang of cousins, man. And all my cousins, and even my like my mother's first cousins that are kind of like my uncles, because they were like older, they all gave me about life, man. They, you know,
Didn't nobody tell me about having no kids.
yeah.
Only thing my mama told me, she said, if you ask for kids, make sure you take her up. And that's the only thing she told me about having kids. But she didn't tell me about the shit I was gonna be experiencing with a first time mother, or
Mm-hmm.
she didn't even know the changes her body was gonna even go through. You know what I mean? So y'all both is here experiencing this new thing together. You think she really against you, but she's just going through a lot of changes that she's not even familiar with. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just here, just thrown in this together, and and you wonder
Hey,
why, first time, it'd be a breakup happening.
yeah.
A baby
Nah.
change a baby changes a lot though. It does, man. And I think people just need a heads up before they get into it. Ain't gonna stop them from doing it, but I just still think they need to know how to handle that. They need to know
A
what's
little, nah, they need a little bit of GPS instead of just hopping on the freeway and being like, yo, it's in that direction. So we just go,
hey.
we go ahead. But once again, I'm gonna reclaim and I'm gonna say, you know what? Very easily said for a person in my position, a person in my position. You know what I'm saying?
and I and I respect that because some people still try to get their opinion when they ain't got no kids. It's a reason why I only had one
Yeah.
kid.
Hey. So tell me this. Speaking of low hanging fruit, um, I've been to a couple comedy shows since the person who has taken the presidential office has taken the presidential office, and I've seen some comics go hard on it, some comics not touch it at all. Uh, do you feel as a comic that speaking about our president is low hanging fruit? Is it taboo? Is it eh?
Yeah, gotta talk about that.
He said you gotta talk about that.
Gotta talk about what else is you talking about if you ain't talking about that? Most people stay away from it because it divides the crowd, but I can do it in a way where the people who voted for him can still laugh at it too. Because you know what I'm saying? So I don't just be like, oh, Trump is this, he that. I don't like him. I know how to do it in a way where the people who even voted for him, they can still laugh at it too. But I see why some people stay away from it because they don't want to divide the crowd. You know what I'm saying? But I just have a way I can do it where yeah, I can still, have everybody laugh at it. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
But yeah,
So
comedians got to talk about. I mean, you don't have to, but I
nah,
say real comedians talk about what the fuck going on, and that resonates with the crowd more than anything else because the shit that you saying is somebody in the crowd like, hey, I was thinking the same goddamn thing. So yeah.
I look at comedians like the drummers. You guys play the drum and communicate to us kind of what's going on and give us kind of like a finger on the pulse of like social uh I guess social awareness, social times.
Mm.
Did you
And
watch huh?
and with a mix of what's going on in their life. So you get a mixture of what's going on in society and a mixture of with me, that's what you get. So
You know
yeah.
who you know who one of my favorite comedians is, man. And a lot of people don't give him credit. I mean, but he's a big comedian, but a lot figuratively as well as the impact of his jokes. But Lavelle Crawford is funny, man. He is, I mean, I
He's
kind of,
a powerhouse.
yes, yes, yes. And what I like about him is that he can talk about the dynamics of his life, but talk about life too. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
hilarious.
Yeah. Lavelle is if he's here in Memphis, I'm going to see him just watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with him before, but he's one of the comedians that I'm going to watch because his set is never gonna be the same. I seen him at Chuckles Comedy House. He came to our comedy club. He talked about the kitchen smelling like grease for about 10, 15 minutes before he even got into his set. And then when he get into his set, it's gonna be some new shit. It's gonna be some old shit. It's just you just never know. But the shit gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Yeah, I love Bruce. I mean Lavelle. Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
you know, one of the things that I liked about Lavelle is that he is very comfortable in his own skin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's very comfortable in his own skin.
We're just
And
hanging. We're just hanging now. But go ahead.
you know what? I'll say one of the top, one of the top three funniest comedic moments captured by YouTube. I'll say for me, him and Mr. Brown going back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Foxx, and I believe Damon Williams
Mm-hmm.
with
Not Damon.
Monique.
You talking about
What?
when Jamie Foxx was roasting
Uh-huh.
Doug. Doug,
Doug Williams.
not Damon Williams.
Okay, yeah, not Damon Williams. Damon Williams was from Chicago.
Chicago. That's what guy.
Yeah, no, not Damon Williams, Doug Williams.
That's hilarious. Just shaded him on the Breakfast Club.
Doug Williams?
No, she just shaded Damon Williams on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, she just. Yeah,
I'll say everybody went at her like, you don't know who Damon Williams? And Damon Williams went and posted pictures when they did a tour together where they, but she came back and said, yeah, I worked with him before, but I never did know his name. But everybody came after her like, you don't know who Damon Williams is? You know what I'm saying? But it's just the way he did it. Like, I don't know him. You could be a very funny comedian, but I don't know. Just the way she did.
But you know what though? With her, you gotta look at her. She was lucky to get on the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? And as far as her being a comedian, I can't really say that I've seen anything that she's done as a comedian that would have me that was like memorable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good point to make. Right?
Yeah. I would say that she has the spotlight, but as far as her doing something as a comedian that's been memorable, I can't recall
not one joke.
No.
Good point.
No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why everybody was going at her like, how you don't know who in the hell Damon Williams is? Like, yeah. So yeah, you sure can't quote one of her jokes. Me neither. I can't either.
So, now I want your opinion on something. So I watch different little podcasts, but more short clips than anything. I at my patience or my attention span for just listening to long interviews is a bit challenged. But I will say this though, to just spin the block real quick and come back. The interview that Lavelle Crawford had with Shannon Sharpe was pretty hilarious, dude. And I really, it was dope to see the way that Lavelle controlled that interview, man. And Shannon wasn't ready for it. He was not ready by any means. And then Lavelle kind of let him have it a little bit, but then he pulled back, and then he kind of just warmed it up, and then they kind of moved together. It was interesting because it's like, I feel like Shannon has, I'm not gonna say he's taken a lot from comedy, but comedy along with controversy is definitely what he used to kind of like make his rise to I guess stardom within the podcast world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So speaking of podcasts, all that kind of stuff, did you watch the podcast with Joe Rogan and Trump?
Vaguely.
Okay, so you didn't didn't watch it.
I have watched other podcasts, but not the one with him and Trump.
Okay.
No, I have watched other more interesting shit than I didn't watch that.
Yeah. I had kind of become a fan of Joe Rogan before that interview. And then when I watched the interview, I was kind of like, this dude has somebody who a lot of people could deem as horrible, making him look like a sweet little puppy, man. like Trump was on his best behavior. And Joe Rogan really wasn't asking him the questions. And I was just kind of like, dang, man, you're one of those.
Joe Rogan know how to cater to whoever he interviewed. You know what I'm saying?
But it's I hate when people use this word and they use it in a derogatory way. But Joe Rogan seemed like he was like a woke podcaster, like he called bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like that.
So you're saying he wasn't challenging Trump?
Oh, not at all, man. Not at all.
They was just talking about shit like flat Earth and is the
They
Earth
wasn't even
round?
they oh man, you got it. When you got some time, maybe when you on a plane or you stuck at the airport or something like.
Already told me what it is. It's gonna be some bullshit. He ain't asking no real question. What everybody else want to hear, they just on there talking about, yeah, you like this piece?
Yeah, it was kind of disappointing to me, man. It was it was kind of disappointing.
So let me ask you this: if he would have interviewed Kamala, you think he would have asked her some challenging questions?
You know what? I'm not going to speak to it because I don't know, but I know that there was enough there with the conversation with Trump where he could have it's whack to even say it, but been more
Let's
responsible.
let's go back to this other episode. Is that Joe Rogan to ask challenging questions, or do he just regularly interview people? I don't think he do. He even challenge people on his
You're right.
podcast.
Yeah, I've never seen him. You know what? I have, you know what? I haven't seen him challenge, but I'll tell you what I have seen him do. I've seen him after he did a podcast talk to somebody else and talk crazy about somebody who was on his podcast and be like,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know, and
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
But no, he ain't saying nothing about the orange dude, man.
Because actually, when I did my podcast during the pandemic, it's called a 38114 show. It's on YouTube. I got like 64 episodes. I actually took that model and I was interviewing people from different walk of life and just learning about the shit that they come from, and that's what I got from Joe Rogan, and just interviewing shit everybody from different walks of life, so you can learn, so the people that's looking can learn a lot about a different array of subjects and topics. You know what I mean? So I had interviewed comedians, teachers. I got my boy uh, uh, what's his name? Ilya Rashad. He's a Muslim. We talking about that. And I just started interviewing a lot of different people. That's one thing I give him, that you can learn a lot because he interviewed people from different walks of life. You know what I mean?
Does fact checking matter?
On the podcast?
No, I'm just saying in general. It just that part of the
Not,
new.
not nowadays. No.
Don't that bother you a little bit, or nah? It's whatever.
That don't nobody go search the facts. like Kanye say, I'm a billionaire. Ain't nobody did no research. It's just whatever you call yourself now, it is. It can work out in your favor. Maybe we need to start speaking more highly of ourselves.
Yeah, I know somebody who's a self-proclaimed genius. And yeah, he did manifest some stuff to where some people will say that he is a genius. You know what I'm saying?
Cash Money did it way back in the 90s.
Man.
But let me ask you this: with the
Huh.
Cat Williams episode on Shannon Sharp, do you think he was being malicious, or do you think he was just being funny as comedians did?
You talking about, was Cat being malicious?
Or
Oh,
was he being funny like comedians do? I thought people asked me what I thought about it. I was like, the nigga, he was talking about people, but he was being funny with it, and that's what everybody likes. He was theatrical. That's Cat. He just talking about motherfuckers. And look at Sid talking about up here looking like a walrus. He was being funny. He was being. Hey, and everybody took offense to him, but the nigga was just being funny.
he
Whether
did.
it's true or not, whether it was true or not, the nigga was being funny.
Yeah. I'm glad you prefaced it that way. Because the one part that got me, man, when he was talking about how many books he read, that was just a little too much.
The nigga is very smart.
No, I'm not gonna take that
The
from him.
nigga is very.
But dude,
I
he said
wouldn't fucking
thousands.
doubt it. You know what? He clarified that on Theo Vaughn episode. They had Theo Vaughn had him on. He said something to clear that up. How many books did he read? So he said something about I can't remember, but the
Okay.
nigga is he's very smart, very highly intelligent, and from a person that's an avid reader, I can tell that he have read a lot of books.
Yeah, and I'll say he's a specimen of an athlete. I will say,
Yeah, I seen. Yeah, I seen him with on the basketball court with
man.
Lethal Shooter. But everybody didn't. Lethal Shooter said, "Yeah, he trained for me 2 hours before." So this was like the aftermath after the training.
Okay. Okay. That's context.
All them and niggas just naturally good and bad. Like if I get with Lethal Shooter, he can teach me the phone. Like I'm already think I'm cold like a motherfucker anyway. So if I get with a professional, they can actually show me how to, nigga, I'll be cold as well.
Yeah, he was dropping them.
Yeah, he was dropping. So I can have my runs too where I do really good, and then you go back the next day and do really bad. But I feel like if I had got with a trainer like Lethal Shooter and he teach me how to properly shoot a jump shot consistently, I'd be cold too because I already think I'm really good. We used
Hey,
to shoot on a crate in the hood, and I was really good on a crate.
you sit on a crate,
On a crate, yeah, we used to cut the bottom off a crate
crate and then shoot through the crate. Oh, okay. Yeah.
and shoot, hang it up on the wall with some coat hangers, and then we used to shoot ball on there. And I was cold from the side. They passed the ball to me from the side, and yeah, so and I still shoot now with my son and nephew, and I still shoot now. It's just inconsistent. Some days you can be good, some days you can be
All right. The best advice anybody's ever given to you.
bad. Uh, mm. Don't listen to nobody advice. Follow your own advice.
Says the rebel. You know what I'm saying? Ambrose.
Cause you know what, all the rules and regulation motherfuckers taught us, about comedy when we first started, shit don't even apply now. Like
Yeah,
motherfuckers,
obsolete.
like you ever see, like I was taught, because I took a comedy class back in the day. Like when you first get on stage, take the mic at the mic stand, move the mic stand back. You don't want to hold on it to use it as a crutch. So like now you see motherfuckers hugging on that motherfucker and wiggling on it, and you're using it as a crutch because you're not that confident with your jokes. Because I find myself, if I'm doing like an open mic and I'm doing some jokes I'm really not comfortable with, I find myself, holding on to that motherfucker. But when I'm doing real shows, I just take it out, take the mic out, take the mic stand, move it out the way so you won't. But now you see, motherfucker, Kevin Hart did his first special. He was just hugging all on that motherfucker. So it's like now, just don't even listen to nobody advice. Just do your own thing.
So, from the mind of Ambrose Jones, what did you see Elon Musk do when he threw that gesture up to the front and then turned around and threw it to the back?
I didn't know Ambrose, being from Chicago, grew up in Memphis. I didn't know what the hell he did to everybody else said what he did. So I don't know nothing about no Nazis or none of that. So I didn't know what he did to everybody else. Said, oh, that's a Nazi symbol. And then still then, I didn't give a damn. He might be one. I don't know. The nigga is a billionaire. He can be whatever the fuck he want to be. Shit.
All
Kanye
right.
West say, yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. I don't know what Nazis. I don't know the history of, and it's like it really don't even matter. Niggas just say they anything now, and everybody. I think if we just start ignoring motherfuckers, they'll stop doing shit.
Treat him like a child. Treat him like a child.
Elon Musk would have did this if we wouldn't have said nothing about it. he either would have stopped doing it or he would have kept on doing it. You know what I'm saying? If we wouldn't have went crazy over Kanye saying something about Hitler, I don't like this shit. Really don't even like Kanye is such a fucking. He just know how to keep everybody in tune. He know how to
Engaged.
algorithm, and it's fucking working. That Hail Hitler song is kind of bumping though.
Yeah, I didn't. I can honestly say I haven't heard it.
The song he got about him and his cousin, that motherfucker.
Oh! I didn't know it by the name. Dang, he went full force with it. So he named it something crazy and talked about something crazy. I'm gonna tell you.
The cousin song. I was singing the motherfucker the other day.
He said, "I'm seeing it." Oh my god!
It's so goddamn catchy. I forgot how it go, but the nigga can take a goddamn. But you know what? Kanye is using Twitter as his therapy.
Hmm.
Do you know that's something that he just let out, bro, to the world that he didn't tell nobody else that he gave his cousin? Do you know how big that is to let it out on a social?
This dude said how big it is. Oh my god!
No, no, did it. But do you know how huge that is to let something out like that? People been holding that shit in for years and still ain't told nobody now that they uncle touched on. To let that shit out on Twitter,
Oh man. So the
he got to be.
the interesting part about that in my life, before that song came out, I was having a conversation with somebody. It was the day of, or maybe the day before, and they're like, "Dude, Kanye is way out, man. Next thing he gonna do is say he's that." You know what I'm saying? And he went there. He's a master of something. What? I can't say. Something. He is the master of something.
Hey man, I think you know what, the freedom that the young folks got now.
Hmm.
To being fearless, not being scared of anything. That's Kanye. He reverted back to a young nigga.
That's interesting.
He don't have to worry about no label. He done already been canceled. What else can y'all do to me?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make a song called Hail Hitler as a black man.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Nothing. Hey man, I don't. I think I'm just so different. Like like you say with Kodak. Like I see another side of him. I see what Kanye is doing,
You
and
see the brilliance.
maybe I might be crazy as a motherfucker, but I see we're fearful. We wouldn't do nothing like that. They are fearless.
Man.
They don't give a fuck. To let that out on Twitter, bro, that I sucked my cousin out from it, bro.
It ain't about Twitter, man. To let it out, period, to anybody that is not qualified as a clinical, you know.
But that's only confined to one person if he went to therapist. This nigga let the whole world know. Fuck it. Let me get all the judgments. Let me get everything y'all want to say. So if I did it to a therapist, that's only one person. I ain't gonna do that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm finna get crucified by the world. I'm finna let this out and get crucified by the
Hey
world.
man. If to let the cat out the bag was a person.
I don't have to do this, but I'm doing this to get this off my chest. And I'm doing it on X in front of the whole world. And he know the following he got. Do you know how many people probably came out after that and be like, I sucked my cousin dick too? I went down on my cousin, my uncle touched me. So I see people see crazy, but he just tapped in tune to what the fuck going on now with this algorithm and with social media. I wish I can get more in tune with the shit, bro. Motherfuckers getting rich off of it. I mean,
yeah. You know, speaking of people getting rich off of it, I'll tell you, because I found you online. That was how I came across you on a clip on Instagram. But I'll tell you somebody who I would say they're undefeated with content. Country Wayne, man. I had to leave his bits alone, man. I was caught up on them. There was novellas, man. I was watching soap operas, man.
I said I'm finna shoot them little videos like he been doing. Shit.
Man, he had one with this character, Buddy, and that's the one he stopped doing it, but that's the one I like, which he's basically like an old player, but he's like old, and he didn't mind paying, and he would.
Oh, he's dressed up like an older guy. And him and Desi Bank dressed up like I remember them two doing something where they were
Yeah.
dressed. So are these skits that he doing, are they continuous like a storyline or it's just like
Dude, like a soap opera. Like they do. I had to cut myself off of them. They don't stop. Like he been
fine as hell on it? Like the older woman
Rochelle.
with the gray hair, she fine as a motherfucker.
Yeah, he
Now he got comedians. He got Ronnie Jordan, K Dub. They doing actually the guy who books there. I was there 1 week doing some shows, and the guy hit me up when I made it back to Memphis. Like, hey man, we looking for some actors for the Country Wayne's kid. And I was back in Memphis at the time, but yeah, he got comedians in there now, doing some shit too.
Yeah, no. He has mastered. Yeah, and then he talk. I'm not going to quote it, but the numbers that he says that he's made.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Advertisers can advertise on it. Yeah, he making millions off Facebook. He had stopped doing them on Instagram because Instagram wasn't paying or they had some disputes. But Facebook, motherfuckers can put ads on his little clips all day long because they clean and yeah, he's very smart and strategic. Yeah.
So tell me this. So for him to or a person to make money, you would put the ad within the clip as you shoot it, or like how does that work?
Your material just have to be good enough for Facebook to see where they gonna put the ads on your for you to get
Oh.
them putting ads on
So
it.
it's just
Yeah.
basically he's taking his clips and he's monetizing them, and then Facebook is looking at his algorithm and saying like, "Yo, there's so many eyeballs on this. We're gonna take the people that are giving us money to advertise. We're gonna
And
insert it."
and it's clean too, so they don't have to worry about no sponsors saying no or everybody want to advertise on this channel because it's just some clean skits that people can watch. Yeah, yeah, he made majority of his income on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, that answered that question. Well, now we winding down to the last two, and I probably hit you with them the last time we were at this place. But if you had a biopic, what would be the name?
Biopic. That's my
Yep.
immortal.
All right, Morto. And who would play you?
I can't play me.
You can't play you.
Shit, my son.
All right.
The next person who knows me, probably the best, my son.
That's dope. That's dope. So where can people find you online?
I mean, I'm on TikTok. I've been consistent on TikTok, waiting on one of my videos to go viral so everybody can go back and check all my other shit and be like, "Oh, Ambrose, that thing funny as hell." Even though I've been doing it for 17 years, but TikTok comedian Ambrose, Facebook Ambrose Jones, Instagram Ambrose Jones. You can go to my website comedianambrose.com. Um, but yeah, man, Instagram. I'm consistent posting clips on there, but uh, I just be posting the same shit all the other comedians be posting, and my shit don't be getting a lot of views and shit. Like crowd work with Nate
Mhm.
Roberts, what's his name be doing? Like, I've been
Yeah.
doing crowd work like we do that shit all the time. But no, salute to him. But yeah, Instagram Ambrose Jones. Yeah, I got clips, man. I record all my shows. I got clips for days. Yeah, man. So
So so as a comedian, now you done got me, you got me wondering a little bit. So as a comedian, do you feel it necessary to take the gloves off and to immediately smash a heckler, or do you kind of feel like it's not fair? You just kind of pass over them and keep it moving.
nah, it all depends. Sometime I can sense where I just need to look over this comedian. I mean, look over this person because I'm so far in my set and everybody having a good time. I don't want to cut it off. So uh, sometimes you can ignore a heckler and that'll shut them up. Some hecklers you have to address because they be wanting attention, and then but you just have to make the decision right then. Like, do I want to go in and what I'm saying? Do I want to do it now or do I want to just look over them? Sometimes you just got to make that decision in that moment. Like, do you want to cut having a good time? Everybody else having a good time. You and your set. Somebody holler something out. Like, do I want to just keep going so I can keep them laughs going? Or do I want to take that time to acknowledge this person? So it's like you just have to make that decision right then. That's why it'd be so funny because it'd be right there in the present moment. So that's just something you really just gotta figure out in that moment whether I want to or not. You know what I'm saying?
Have
That's
you ever
me.
have you ever let somebody have it and felt bad afterwards?
No, if I feel like they deserved it, no,
He said, "Nah."
no. Because if me, like personally, I would prefer to just do my jokes. So if you interrupt me and I have to address you, then I'm a gonna do what I gotta do. No, I ain't gonna feel sorry.
You gonna eliminate the threat? Oh, see,
I ain't no big motherfucker, like, but I'm willing to stand my ground while I got that microphone in my hand. You know what I
that's
mean?
right. Well, no, man. With that being said, this has been another episode of Splendid Radio on Farside TV. Thank you for tapping in, and we're gonna hit you back.
No doubt, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for